Step N, participatory planning. Step 1, identify local need, particularly of poor rural families. The best way to find out what people need is ask them directly. Like, mangutana ka, kung isa ba ilang problema na nga, purok, kung isa na itong purok. Kung isa ba problema nila, anak, o kung sa po nila mahunanan yung solusyon, anak. And also, kaya ka mangutana, establish a common ground of understanding with them. Like, mangutana ka, if agree ba ang purok anak nga sa imong plan, silang plan, kay dili ka mangutana, kung disagree sila, walay mutabang, way mag-participate sa imong project. So also, dapat mangutana ka para makabalo ka na dagan mo trabaho sa imong project, dagan mo participate.
Collect basic data. Once local contacts are established, the next step is to collect, with people's help, basic data about community characteristics of the areas, resources situation, socio-economic status, and other relevant facts. The aim is to get a factual baseline picture which will help in setting goals and measuring changes brought about the project at a later stage. It is helpful at this stage to associate with local officials and NGO functionaries in collecting and verifying facts from different sources. To seek people's cooperation, you should respect their ideas and abilities. The focus should be on the community as a whole and the commitment to help the poor. Participatory Rural Appraisal, in short PRA, is a practical tool for participatory data collection and analysis.
3. Forming working groups. The purpose of this is to include local officials in preparing status reports and developing perspective, and especially it aims to analyze data, draw inferences, and identify priority areas to intervention. This promotes clarity, strengthness, and local participation, especially among the rural poor, and establish good working relationships between technical experts and local people. Therefore, to specify the roles of individuals, groups, and communities in carrying out tasks, to acknowledge that conflicts may arise and to ensure they are properly resolved and managed at every stage of decision making.
Side-on strategy. This is the most difficult part of participatory local planning as it involves accessing and mobilizing needed resources and choosing the planning method. Once a course of action is chosen, it should be explained and specified in clear terms to avoid confusion and misunderstanding among the local stakeholders. So the decide-on strategy is more on planning, define your goals, analyze your situation, explore options, assess risk and resources, and also choose the best path forward. It's also the best way to achieve your goal.
What is participatory action planning? Participatory action planning is a community-driven approach where residents actively participate in identifying problems, developing solutions, and implementing plans to achieve desired outcomes, fostering ownership and local capacity building. What is anticipating obstacles? Anticipating obstacles, the project coordinator should be aware of likely difficulties, be able to anticipate obstacles, and take preventive action. In other words, anticipating obstacles is not about being pessimistic or paranoid. It is about being proactive and prepared. By thinking ahead possible difficulties, you can reduce the risk of failure, save time and resources, and increase your confidence and credibility.
Timely release of funds is crucial of the smooth implementation of a project. So, part of this is maintain regular communication with funding agencies. Next is monitoring. Monitoring is it provides valuable feedback for making necessary adjustment in the work plan and budget benefiting both project implementing and funding agencies. So, in monitoring, there is monitoring parameters, and there is 3 monitoring parameters. The first is time schedule. The time schedule is tracking project milestone and deadline. So the second is cost. The cost is identifying cost overruns or saving. The third is process. The process is identifying risks and challenges in project execution.
Integrity. It is crucial for the implementing agency to maintain a high level of financial credibility, as it is closely monitored by funding agencies. Monitoring efforts should be focused on cost flows, and any instances of under or over expenditure should be promptly brought to the attention of the funding agencies for discussion and resolution. The implication of delays or cost overruns should be discussed with the village community to explore possibilities of mobilizing local contribution of compensate for the extra cost. The text concludes by emphasizing the long-term benefit of integrity and insists the text stresses the need for transparency, accountability, and collaboration in financial management, highlighting the importance of maintaining trust and open communication with both funding agencies and the local community. That's all.